Well, it's that time of year again. You get to go door to door, consuming copious amounts of candies and chocolates, all the while wearing some of the latest trends in costumes. You guessed it, it's Halloween 2018, but there might be so much more to Halloween that you may not be aware of. I'm Randy Prasad for Randy City, and I've got your top 10 facts about Halloween that'll keep you in the know. Well, Halloween is about ghouls and fun with the splash of terror, where the parody of fear seems to be the dominant theme for Halloween. But for those out there, there are some that actually have a legitimate fear to Halloween. And it's not called Halloweenophobia, it's actually called Samhainophobia. Yeah, say that word 10 times fast. What's really fascinating about Halloween is the fact that it's even more Irish than St. Paddy's Day. The origins of Halloween actually take place from the Celtic festival known as Samhain. Samhain is a festival where basically they say goodbye to the harvest, which happens on October 31st, and they welcome the dark season, or as we like to call the winter season, as of November 1st. The idea of using costumes for Halloween is actually not a new idea or a recent development. It's actually been around since basically the dawn of the Samhain festival. But the idea of costumes were a little bit different back then. They were a little more grotesque, if you will, as you had to wear animals that were, whether they're animal heads or the animal skin, and the reasoning behind wearing actual animal parts as a form of a costume was to ward off bad spirits. As folklore would have it, if you see a spider on Halloween, on October 31st, do not kill it. Apparently, it's a loved one, at least the spirit of a loved one, that is going to be coming down to keep an eye on you. So don't kill it. As a matter of fact, don't ever kill a spider any day of the week, because I've heard that's bad luck. But anyway, if you see a spider on October 31st, say hi to it because it's a loved one, apparently. Oh, we gotta love those jack-o'-lanterns, those tricked out pumpkins with little cute lights inside that had found a home on every doorstep and every Halloween party for many years. The idea behind a jack-o'-lantern is actually not a new one. It has been here long before we've settled here to what we call the New World, as you will. But back then in Europe, the jack-o'-lantern actually took a different form, and it was not a pumpkin. As a matter of fact, it was a turnip. Aren't we so glad that we've upgraded? The story of the jack-o'-lantern actually derives from a mythical character known as Jack of the Lantern, Stingy Jack, Drunk Jack, and many other different types of names of this mystical character that basically ran around town from bar to bar, partying and partying, getting wasted, and having a great time. And his partying antics, if you believe this, caught the eye of none other than Satan. That's right. So Satan came down and he wanted to see exactly who this guy was all about. So the duo actually met at a, believe it if you will, a bar to go through a series of tricks and tactics so Satan would try to capture the jack-o'-lantern son and send him off to Hades. Well, it looked like Satan had failed, but Satan didn't walk away peacefully, if you will. He did give him a lighting coal. A coal that would glow in his hands as he remained on Earth. And obviously that was something that Jack wanted, but it would help him at least to light his path for the rest of eternity on Earth. So that lantern that Jack carried around with him, which was a gift, parting gift from Satan, ended up evolving to being Jack-o'-lantern. Interesting fact, twice as many chocolates are sold on Halloween than there are sold on Valentine's Day. Well, I guess that would make sense, since that in most cases on Valentine's Day, it's usually one party buying chocolates for the other one. You never get an equal swap. We gotta change that. So basically, Halloween's accepted basically everywhere around the world. But if you are looking to go and party for Halloween in Alabama, there is something you should know. Number one, Can you go celebrate Halloween in Alabama on October 31st? Yes, you can. Can you dress up in a costume at Halloween in Alabama? Yes, you can. Can you dress up like a priest and imitate a priest on Halloween on October 31st in Alabama? No, you can't. As a matter of fact, if you are caught dressing up like a priest on Halloween, you could be fined or possibly even sent to jail. One of the most infamous deaths, if you will, in pop culture was none other than Harry Houdini, the most infamous illusionist, magician who actually died on Halloween, October 31st, 1926. Now, what makes this very unique that Houdini has made an entire living off of beating the odds with the most death-defying stunts and tactics to the delights of thousands. Well, one of his notorious tricks was being able to be impervious to pain, where he invited people to actually hit him. And there was one scenario where a gentleman came past with him and proceeded to punch him 3 times, to the point where Houdini has suffered abdomen damage and ultimately led to his untimely death on Halloween. And finally, at number 10, one of the most infamous movie franchises during this Halloween season is none other than Michael Myers' Halloween. And of course, the action slash sensation of Mike Myers has been around for many, many years, terrifying audiences to their delight. But what's really interesting about the franchise of Halloween is the origins of the first movie. Here's the interesting thing. It was actually shot on such a low budget, they barely had enough money to purchase the infamous mask that Michael Myers would wear to slash bodies to his delight and searching for justice. Well, what ended up happening is one of the prop folks walked into a prop shop and purchased a mask that resembled another infamous character. This person is probably one of the most famous captains of our time, and he happens to be a Canadian. It is this man. Michael Myers' face is actually the face, or the mask if you will, of William Shatner. The prop guy actually bought a mask of William Shatner, brought it to set, and actually when they did up the face a little bit to make it a little more grotesque, then they went on to shoot Michael Myers' Halloween for many, many episodes or movie sequels and sequels to come.